Welcome to the Red Dirt Film Podcast with Marisa
and Damon. Each week we let you in on what's happening in the film world
and review a film, including interviews, contests, and more.
Hello and welcome to Red Dirt Film's first podcast.
Woohoo! Here we are! Let's do this!
This is exciting because we've been trying to do this for 2 years now.
Have we?
We have. We watched The Blues Brothers. You saw it for the first time. It was probably my 30th time to see it. And we were going to do a podcast over film news, and it never materialized. So here we are.
Well, I'm glad we're here now.
So, we promised movie news. Let's talk about what's current. First of all, Gene Wilder. I can't be more sad about that.
I know. He was 83, though, and he lived such an amazing life. He's a fun person to celebrate the life of.
Yes, indeed. I was always, I know most people are fond of him because of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, of course. I hate to say it. Some of you will probably have a backlash against me for this. I prefer Johnny Depp's role in that character. But that's not taking away from Gene Wilder. And here's why. Well, I'm going off the book, of course.
Of course.
But I am a huge fan of the work that he did with Richard Pryor. I'm also a huge fan of the work that he did on many other productions, such as Condor Man, and there was one film in particular that I think most people are aware of, Young Frankenstein.
Yes.
Yes. It's a film that is near and dear to my heart. His performance in that film is indelible and will never be matched in that realm of acting, in my opinion. So it's very sad that he has passed. But
2016 has been quite a year.
It has.
For death in the industry, for sure. All right, something happier. What's going on with Star Trek these days?
Star Trek Discovery.
That's the name of the new film that's coming out?
No,
or what?
This is a new television series.
It's television.
It is being produced by Brian Fuller, who is one of the most successful television producers. Now, here's the thing with Star Trek Discovery. In order to see this new series, which is the first since Star Trek Enterprise back in the early 2000s, it is going to be part of a pay service. The new CBS, I don't know what it's called, CBS Online.
Oh, really?
It's going to be something that you subscribe to in the same way that
now,
you subscribe.
Will you, kind of like Netflix, will there be a lot of different things to pick from, or it's just for this? Okay.
It's going to be a lot of this is CBS's answer to Netflix.
Okay.
So you pay the $7.99 a month, or whatever it is. I think that's the amount that's been touted. You pay that, and then you get all this exclusive content. Now, here is the big pull with this series. It involves a number of different crews, scenarios. It skips across different time periods. It's all over the place. But for me, the big pull behind this is the involvement of Nicholas Meyer, who wrote, he directed many of Star Trek's finest moments. He's a big force behind Star Trek II, as well as Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country. Some of my favorite moments of Star Trek history. He has been the go-to person for that.
So when is this supposed to come out?
This will begin in January.
Oh, okay, so not too long.
Yeah, so a lot to look forward to on that front. As far as movies go...
Movies!
Let me just point out that Terminator 2 is being reissued in 3D, which I am a massive fan of Terminator series, period. I would say that Terminator 2 is perhaps a little bit an obvious choice to choose from that series. That's probably most people's favorite. Part 3 is my favorite, but as far as Terminator 2 being on the big screen again, I'm totally behind that. I'm excited to see it. I know you, Marisa, have problems with 3D. I'm not.
And Terminator.
And Terminator.
I know. Not a big Terminator fan.
As far as I go, though, I could care less that it's in 3D. I would just go see it again on the big screen. But nonetheless, it's exciting news.
Love Linda Hamilton.
Doctor Strange. This movie is huge for me. I have not been the biggest fan of Marvel's output in terms of films. Now, I have been in terms of their origin stories that they put out in the late 2000s. The Incredible Hulk, I thought was amazing. The first Iron Man, the first Captain America, the first Thor. When they began to assemble is when I fell off the boat. Too much action. Way too much action.
Yeah, I agree.
But Doctor Strange...
Just because we can do such great CGI work doesn't mean it needs to be in every single scene. Too much.
I know the action scenes are kind of part and parcel with these characters. However, I don't need 5 major action sequences that each last 20 minutes long. I'm much more interested and invested in who these characters are from a character perspective.
Right.
And that's why Doctor Strange appeals to me so much. And I'm really hoping that this plays out the way that I've wanted to see this character for several decades now. Wolverine has always been my favorite hero. However, Doctor Strange is probably the one I most like.
Are you saying you're strange? Like we're getting that on record here?
Potentially.
Huh.
My old roommate and one of my best friends, Colin Ward, he basically has said that I am Doctor Strange.
Huh.
He is he's probably the biggest comics fan I know, and he has likened me to Doctor Strange many a time.
So when does this come out?
This is in November with Benedict Cumberbatch.
Right, so this is soon.
Do you know this character?
No, not really. A little bit.
He's basically a magician.
Yes. I mean, I Googled it, but it's not like
He astral travels a lot. He has workings with various demons.
Well, obviously, we're going to be doing a show about Doctor Strange before too long.
Yeah. It's a very psychedelic comic, which it's very metaphysical. It's very esoteric in a lot of ways. He's always been my probably one of my most favorite heroes. So to see him on the screen, particularly portrayed by Benedict Cumberbatch, will be a huge treat. So we would love to hear what you all think about these topics. So if you want to send me hate mail for my preference as Johnny Depp, of Johnny Depp as Willy Wonka, go ahead. But yeah, we would really like for you to follow us on Facebook under Red Dirt Film, or visit our website, reddirtfilm.com.
And also, you can Twitter at Red Dirt Film Fest. All right, so that wraps up sort of the week's movie news. And now we get to talk about the film that we are reviewing this week, which we loved. I think we both agreed on this one, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Most definitely.
I really liked it.
Loved it.
The film that we did this week was the 2012 film Quartet.
Starring Maggie Smith, Billy Connolly. We have Tom Courtenay, which some of you may remember from the wonderful Dr. Zhivago. And Michael Gambon, who is... He was very well known long before he was cast as Dumbledore, but that's how most people know him these days.
Pauline Collins,
yes,
who played Sissy, which she was fantastic.
That was an unbelievable role, yes.
Really unbelievable.
Yeah.
So, basically, I guess we should say a really short synopsis. We don't want to give anything away. We highly recommend. I would give this really 4.5 or 5 stars. I really liked it.
Certainly, me too.
Would you? So, what's a good quick way to say what this is about?
Picture a nursing home.
But it's not really.
An old folks home.
Yeah.
Retirement community.
A retirement home.
People who were involved in the music business, the music industry,
yes.
specifically
whether
opera.
Instruments or singing.
Yes.
Right. And they're all gathered, of course, in their older age here in Beecham which is the name of the home. A beautiful, beautiful grounds, beautiful kind of mansion-like place that they are lucky to live in. They have to do a yearly gala to raise funds for the year.
I thought it was gala.
Oh, they say gala in the thing. Gala, soiree, party, whatever you want to call it, Damon.
I'll be anything you want to call me.
Oh, jeez. So, they get together and they do this to raise funds. You know, the local community comes, people that they are very famous, some of them musicians, come out to see them perform so they can keep the place open for another year. That's basically the deal. And they do it, of course, on Verdi's birthday, correct?
Yes.
So,
yes, wonderful performances by everyone involved. I love Billy Connolly, even though, and this is going to, again, more hate mail, here it comes. I've never been a big fan of the Boondock Saints movies, but that's kind of his go-to film for most of his fans. But I just love him as an actor.
I know there's good acting when I get drawn in so much that I feel almost uncomfortable by what they're going through, because it's like you're kind of there. And the thing that really got me about this entire film was the acting across the board was phenomenal. But it made you think of your own mortality. I mean, they're aging. And so you're seeing senility issues in some of them and just basic problems with, physical bodies and brains aging. And I think that it makes you wonder, well, where will I be, at this age? Or what are, my parents and grandparents sort of going through at these ages? And watching the characters develop throughout the film and how they relate to each other as they age also.
I myself worked in a nursing home for 3 years, and I really felt a lot of touchstones in this film with my own experiences having worked in that environment. It was quite sad very often to see people who had had great careers and see where they were at this stage in life. And perhaps many of them were still very happy. We all go through life stages. But this film, I thought, was very poignant, very well developed in the way that it brought out some of these larger issues that we all move through as humans. And it had a lot of humor, too, which I appreciated. It was
so funny. Oh, that was hilarious in some parts.
I mean, how often is it that you get a film that will combine the depth of human emotion with really laugh-out-loud humor?
Well, we should mention that this is Dustin Hoffman's directorial debut. And we know Dustin Hoffman can do both. The man can make you laugh. The man can make you cry. He is such a fantastic actor in his own right that it's not terribly surprising that he could pull this off.
Yeah, for sure. He did a wonderful job. This is a very underrated film. Has great music.
It's on Netflix, we should say right now. Yeah. So you should definitely check it out. It's a little over an hour and a half long, and you'll be riveted the entire time. It makes you also kind of get a new appreciation for opera. Mm-hmm. Even if you're not opera fans. There's one scene where he's talking, who was it? I don't remember the character's name. It was Tom.
Tom Courtenay.
Courtenay, but Reginald, that was it. Reggie, yeah, they called him Reg. And he was talking to a group of high school students, remember, about opera, and he really is able to reach them through talking about rap and talking about how they can relate to each other, and it's just fantastic. Yeah,
for sure. And as a big opera fan myself, I would probably name that as my favorite form of music. I listen to opera quite often, and this film was interesting from that perspective, how many in-jokes there are about opera. But the way the film is so clever is that even if that is a genre of music that's foreign to you, there are a lot of little throwbacks to things that make it relatable. And that scene that Marisa was just describing about trying to relate it to rap, which is probably the most modern form of musical expression we have today. It ties it together very well and makes it relatable on all levels, no matter who you are. So this film, would be, from a description perspective, it could potentially put some people off until they get into it. But just know that it's totally worth watching, no matter what you may know about that genre.
And for you romantics out there, there is a fun romantic twist in it, which I think, it makes it more endearing, even. So.
Yeah, I wanted to add, that was probably my number one thing about this film. It was very refreshing to see a romantic film about older people.
I agree, completely. And they pulled it off beautifully. And anyway, fantastic. Absolutely would recommend. Check it out on Netflix right now. Quartet by Dustin Hoffman.
2012.
All right. We liked that one. We will, I guess, now say goodbye. Thanks for listening to our first podcast. And remember to check us out under Red Dirt Film on Facebook. Go like us. And our website is reddirtfilm.com.
And on Twitter under Red Dirt Film Fest. Do not forget, we are running a contest every time that we put out a podcast. So make sure that you go and like us on Facebook. Every new person that likes us, and if you will leave a comment saying that you heard us here first, we will put you into a drawing, and we'll be giving out many prizes down the road. We'll post updates about those on both Twitter and Facebook, but we're particularly looking to get those likes and followers. So, thank you so much. We will talk to you soon.
Bye.
Goodbye.